Enclave Media Hub.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Enclave Media Hub. It's the hub as usual. I'm telling you, production is something that we all look at and we might not know where it comes from, how it starts, and where it begins from. Today, we are really bringing in someone who is going to enlighten us about what production is from the beginning to the end. We are wrapping up Prestige. Yes, Douglas Mulumba.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You're most welcome.
I'm glad to be here as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Enclave Media Hub. I would like to know, for example, people might want to know who is Mulumba.
My name is Douglas Mulumba, as the name says.
Yeah.
I'm a film director. I'm glad to call myself a film director. I haven't been very keen on calling myself that.
Yeah.
For the longest, but after Prestige, I really feel I'm very much a director.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been around for a while since I've been in the industry working in one way or the other since 2009.
Okay.
2009, I think I was largely doing storyboards as a child. I was much more younger.
Okay.
Doing storyboards for advertisers and some other filmmakers. So, as time went by, I started changing. I went through university. I went to MOOBS.
Yeah. Oh.
I was there for 3 years. Yes.
What did you study?
I did Bachelor of Science in Marketing because I wanted to be close to advertising.
Okay.
So I figured marketing would be one way to get there. So when I got out of there, actually I think I shot my first thing ever when I was at MOOBS. We had a marketing week. Marketing week. That marketing week was an exhibition of sorts where people. One of the things we did there was a competition in doing TV commercials.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot our first TV commercial with a few friends of mine, and we shot with a phone. You can imagine the phones of those days. So we shot with a phone. We shot in the evening. I was an actor in a thing. My brother showed it to me some time back, like a year back, and I laughed. I did another one the following year, so I did that for 2 years. It was my introduction to filming and what. At that point, I think I knew I wanted to be a director because I wanted to do something in film. Because I knew I was really deep into following up what directing is all about, the guys and all that stuff. And because some of my best directors started in advertising, so I figured I should be in advertising. So out of school, I was recruited by a company, big company in computer sales. We used to, NCR, it was called NCR. Changed the name to something else, but it was called NCR.
Yeah.
And we used to sell ATM machines or what. It was nice. It was really good for a starting marketing guy. You know, it was dignifying. You had a good office, and you really talked to good guys in big organizations, banks, what have you, things on that level, you know, government organizations and whatnot. But then I wasn't having it because I really thought if I got comfortable there, I was never going to be a director. So I left, and I left. I just woke up one day and I told some guy, no, I'm not coming back tomorrow. And I didn't come back, and I went to work in advertising. So I looked for advertising agencies in the country, and there was one called Limelight.
Yeah.
And I went to Limelight. And I talked to Nigel Sutton, I think it was Nigel. No, Tim John. There's a guy called Tim John.
Yeah.
He was running it. He was one of the guys running the thing, and I told him I wanted to work there. And they said there was no spot for me, but I told him I just want to hang around. Just give me transport. I'll come every day. I just wanted to see how advertising works.
Yeah.
Because there now I could go into advertising commercials and all that, TV commercials and whatnot. So I got there. I was there for 3 months. The person I was standing in for came back. They had gone on maternity leave. So there I was again without work. So I got out quickly. So many things happened in between. I identified another thing that could keep me, another excuse that could keep me in film or something close to film was a guy. By that time, I didn't know very much, but he was doing music videos called Frank Ja.
Okay.
Frank Mugera. So went to Frank Mugera's place and I told him I could give him storyboards. I could do storyboards for him. I just need to hang around. Give me some money so I could come to work and what. So I was there as well.
So for storyboards, are you
Yeah.
looking at computerized storyboards or actual drawing?
Well, I draw with my hands.
Oh, so meaning you're good at art as
Yeah,
well.
man, I can draw. I'm gifted that way. I can draw. That's the easiest thing that I can do.
Yeah.
If I woke up, I can just pick up a pen or pencil and do this. So that's what it is the only value anyway. But before that, before I met him, there was a period in between. I was with a friend called Joshua.
Yeah.
And Joshua had met me through another acquaintance, through storyboards.
Yeah.
And Joshua was doing ads at the time. They were going to shoot an ad for soda company, Fizzy.
Yeah.
Fizzy soda. So I did the storyboard and I liked it. So I started hanging around them. But then he left also. He went to Tanzania to do some TV gig. And now that's how I end up with Frank Ja. And my experience there was a lot because there I got intimate with cameras. You know, they were using very not very professional material, LED lights and what. But it gave me a chance to sit with editors, watching editing, how editing goes. And then he was very generous in a way, because a lot of times people look at generosity in terms of money.
True.
Yeah, people give you money. Oh, that guy's generous. But when I got there, I told him my goal was to become a director. And I think no one ever really talked to him that way. So I showed him where I was coming from and what I could do, could offer to start with.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, fine. So he could give me concepts to do. He could tell me, he could give me songs.
Yeah.
An artist comes in, they want a concept for a song. So, okay, this guy wants a song. Go think of a concept. So I had so many sleepless nights there. I could go think of a concept and then I draw storyboards. And he has a lot of those things I did. Some of them were never even shot.
Okay. So according to the background you've showed us, did you get any education background? According to what you've narrated, yes, you've seen people coming in and coming out. So have you got any education background in the directing kind of environment?
I think the education I've gotten has not been formal in a way that I never sat in a class or in a workshop, in a master class where people will teach you and give you certificates. In that kind of. But in terms of education, I think I'm very self-taught.
Okay.
You know, the film journey in that regard has been on for a very long time because I started watching movies as a child. You know, watching TV programming that would not necessarily qualify as movies, but long when I was a kid, I used to watch Inspector Derek with my mom. Inspector Derek, watch Shaka Zulu, and whatever came on TV at the time. But that's where the journey started. As a child, I'm in P3, P2, watching this, and it caught on. Like I was hooked from an early age. So my big brother Jimmy started working. He bought a VCR and a color TV. So every other day he would come and bring movies home. Now I'm in like a P4, P5. And we're watching movies on a daily. My big brothers all liked movies.
Yeah.
And we loved movies so much. And so the lessons began that time. Okay? So until I started separating certain things. Okay, these are actors now. These are directors. Now I started picking different. As I grew older, I knew what to now focus on. Okay, writer.
So according to movies, how many movies have you directed? Your own production?
My own production.
Yeah.
I've done 2 short films.
Okay.
2 short films. They're all on YouTube, but they're a little bit restricted because I always thought maybe I could take them to festivals. I haven't been successful that way, so I think I'm going to let them out now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can give you links to them and you have a look.
What are the titles?
Maybe, yeah. One. No, you can't have a look right now because I think they're restricted, like I said. But one is called Silero and another one is called Zulia. I'll give you the links. You can take out bits and then show maybe for the program. Yeah, I've done those, and then I've done several TV commercials with MTN, Stand Big Bank. I've done work for Prudential, internal work. I've done documentaries. One documentary I did for Transparency International. I love that one. You'll find it. It's called SEMA and something else. On my page, you'll see. I'll give you links to that. Music videos. I thought I was going. I really wanted to be very much popular in music video, but I never really got that far in music video. I was frustrated. Yeah, some people don't get, but I was really frustrated because I never really got to a point where I felt I was appreciated a lot. But that's due to maybe different backgrounds we all have as filmmakers. But I've done some music videos for Irene Namubiru. I did a video for Irene Namubiru and Maro. I did a music video for 2 music videos for a guy called Natty Nathan. I thought I was going to do a lot of music videos with that one. And for Shiba as well. Bulk of that was I think in 2016. After 2016, things kind of slowed down there, and then I got into a lot of commercials and mini documentaries and things like that.
True. So back to movies. What specifically makes a great movie as a director?
As a director, I think it all starts with the story. It all starts with the story, man. What makes a good film is a good story. And then from a good story, I think everything now will fall in. Yeah, if you're good enough to come up with a good story, you can get a good director. You're good enough. Good directors. If a good director sees a good story, they will get onto it. They're like, man, I want to work with you. So good story, a good team. Okay, a good team, including directors, DOPs. A good director will know a good DOP. So everything now just falls in place. Starts with a good story, a good team, good departments, a good casting department, good lights department, DOP, costume department.
Now from there, how do you select these particulars, different departments? Now, for example, how do you select your DOPs?
Now, a lot of film, it should be known that, at least according to me, a lot of film is subjective. It starts with the subjective bit of it. The art bit of it starts subjective feelings before you start going into logic. Because logic always comes in when you start thinking of money. The business part of it is the one that is what forces logic into filmmaking, into the decision. So when you go back with the feelings, how you start, how do you select a good DOP? It's how you feel, man. Okay, even the story. Let's say you made it, and now you have a good story on your hands. You have a good story on your hands. Your feelings got you there. You feel good about it. Now you start thinking about a DOP that will translate those feelings into pictures. So through your experience, there is such a thing as experience in filmmaking. People would like to make you think so and so did this as a child. What? I don't believe in it. I don't believe that you can just walk in your first time and get it right. But the experience you go through will expose you. It will show you different people. And then when the time comes to choose, now you'll know, I want to work with this DOP. I want to work with this writer. I want to work with these costumes guys. And talking with these people. To choose a team really has to be through interaction, because you're going to spend the next, I don't know how many days with these people. So you need to talk to them. like this, you know. Even when you read, when you go to these Wikipedia pages and you read about how certain people got onto projects, you know, I've read a story where one actor goes to see Steven Spielberg, and they don't even talk about the film at all. There's a movie that was, I think he was, this guy talks about, he was going to be, he was a hopeful for Indiana Jones. Okay, back in the day, Spielberg is big, and his casting is going through actors, and they tell him you have to cast this guy. I think it's Michael Biehn, something like that. Michael Biehn, something. So the guy goes to see Spielberg, and Spielberg is cooking, and they are talking. So you see, it is subjective. The guy is looking for something in the DOP. He also doesn't know at the time, but it's the connections. Filmmaking is a lot about human interactions, man. That people I've met who are very good, and I will never work with them with ever again, because when I was on that set working with them, they made me feel a certain way. And even if they're the best, I'll never work with them, because I don't want to spend 30 days, 2 days, even minutes with that person in the same room with me. Okay, so I think to answer your question, how do you select these people? Man, it's through interactions.
How you bond with them.
How you bond with them.
Yeah.
From this interaction alone, you can go out there and you say, man, I've never seen this guy direct a day in my life, but
he does.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
And I've done that myself. And they're friends of mine. I'll never, okay, not friends, but the people I know, I'll never recommend.
Okay.
Go work with this guy, because I know it's going to be a headache.
Okay.
I will never. So
back to
answers that, I think.
Back to still selecting.
Yeah.
Now, the different categories, yes, the DOPs, the lighting, now the cast.
Yes.
Those personalities are really hard to get.
Yes.
And really hard to select.
Yes.
Because the written script is different, but then the outlook of what you portray is also different.
Yes.
And there's someone who's going to come in and you're like, I think he fits in, but it's not what we wrote about.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you deal with auditions?
I think dealing with auditions, to me, I would look for range. I don't know exactly what that word means, because I've had so many people say that, but I think the way I understand range is versatility of an actor. There are people who are born to do certain roles, and those can be good if you really find them. There are people you look at and he can be a father, easy. You look at a guy and he can be a bad boy, easy. He can be a problematic woman, easy. And then there are people you'll meet who can be anything.
As long as you put the script,
oh my God,
they fit in.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, those guys. I've met a few. I've met a few of those people. I've met like Cleo, like this Simon, Base of this world, Rushabiros. These guys will put on a suit and be a clown.
Okay.
They're very giving. The other thing is an actor has to be very giving. If range fails, because not every actor has range, you're likely going to zero in on a person who looks like they were born to do a certain role.
True.
And maybe you pray that as you go onto that journey, as you go ahead in the journey of this film, they will learn more and fit into the role. But also, I think what facilitates that journey, now that once you decide or you realize this person doesn't have range, they can't be that versatile.
True.
Now, are they selfless to give? The selflessness, allows them to learn. Okay? Allows them to do research when you're not there.
Okay.
Allows them to look into things, to contribute in its very sense. The guy will come on set tomorrow. You'll discuss a scene today with a person who's... Let me give you an example. A person who's giving. We're working with a guy called Shaddad Muhumuza, he was playing the Askari.
Okay.
And from the get-go, even before I got on the show, because I used to watch the show,
Yeah.
a friend of mine produces the show. So I watched the show from the day it began airing. In between, I got busy, but I used to watch. So I used to watch Shaddad, and he was really good. When I started working with him, he blew me away.
Okay.
His role is not that big, but he's very current because you see him every day. We used to see him every day. And on one day, he had to do a scene. To me, it was a degrading scene. To ask a person to do what he was supposed to do on that day.
Yeah.
I'd think, like, man, I'll never act this. I'll never do this.
Okay.
But Shaddad does it, and he even suggests certain things, because I keep telling him, you know, we have to do this, and they're like, I have it. I'm going to show you something.
I'm even going to add more to
And
make...
then he does it. So
Okay.
I was like, how do you explain this, what he just did? To me, it was giving.
Yeah.
I told him, Askari, because we call it Askari, man, I've been looking for something to describe what you just did. It is selfless.
Yeah.
An actor is giving. He's so truthful. He will give you, say, this demeaning, and he's not even thinking about it. It's like that.
Okay.
So in casting, you're looking for a guy who is versatile. If it fails, you're looking for a guy who is selfless. And they're not selfish. They're not a star. When you give them a script, they're not a star anymore.
Is that
They-
particular person you
He's
want
not
him
a
to be?
star at that point. He's not.
Okay.
He's not. He's that clown at that point.
Yeah.
He is Zula, the difficult auntie. You get?
Yeah.
Zula, several. Now, in this scene, we're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes. Then she goes into the script, translating it, adding things you didn't even know. She invented a language for the character. Can you imagine?
Awesome.
Zula invented a language, a sub-language for her character. I mean, how do you teach that? You don't.
That's great.
Zula comes there and starts saying certain things. For example, she would say, it's okay, but she flips it and she says, Chidi, it's okay. And when she uses it in that context, you laugh. Oli Shiriash.
Okay.
Something like, because Zula doesn't know English. The character Zula does not know English. So she looks for ways a person who doesn't know English will speak. And she'll do things that will remind you of a person or an uncle who didn't go to
Doesn't
school.
know, for example. Yeah.
And the character comes out so well.
Okay.
That answers that, man.
Now, same thing on auditions.
Yeah.
Do you favor? Because we have over here
Yeah.
that, for example, if it is, for example, Prestige,
Yeah.
and in your next production,
Yeah.
you're going to bring the same personalities to this kind of new production. So in the auditions, they say you just bring in people, and then they audition
Yeah.
for the formality.
So
But
that
in the end,
for records,
you already have
People
your
you-
people
you
behind
zeroed
there.
on.
Yes.
well, it all depends again on the direction
Okay.
the production is taking. There's so many things that go into a production, man. The production may not have money.
Okay.
They're like, man, we don't have time to teach people how to act.
Yeah.
We don't have the time. We don't have the luxury. At this point, we are running. So, what happens? That might inform the decision to get professional people. We all know.
Yeah.
And the other one might be, the creative direction could be to bring a fresh new face. And the production decides early on, we don't care how much it's going to take. We want a fresh new face, and we're going to teach this person to be what we want them to be. Yes. So in some cases, so it's a mix. Without knowing the whole story, you're always going to be led to make conclusions.
Yeah.
Okay, how come they only take this? But also there is that bit of people earning their stripes. Okay, man, I'll take until a network or someone bigger than you or into the project will tell you, no, we've seen this person enough, we don't want them. Me personally, there are people I would have every day, because I told you, they're versatile, and I won't have headaches with them, and it's easy for me to go that way.
As a director.
The things are, from the get-go, I look at a story and I'm like, wow, this guy fits here. I don't want even to look. I'll only look if the guy is unavailable. Or I can't afford the guy, or for one or the reason or the other, the guy is not around and I'm going to look for another guy. But it's again very subjective. Until money comes in and other things, then we start getting logical. But it all starts subjectively.
Okay. Now back to Prestige. Prestige is ending. What are you going to talk about? How are the benefits that you've got from being a director of Prestige?
So anyway, other benefits, the advantages or the good things that have come out of the experience is first and foremost for my personal confidence on the journey of filmmaking. Like I told you, I could not comfortably call myself a director until now. Because it exposed me, it placed me, being a director on a show, placed me in a team, in an environment where we had to work with teams. To me, working with the proper DOP, I've worked with DOPs before, but you have proper DOP, you have proper script supervisor, continuity, all this. I mean, the professional environment in its very sense, like you have a professional environment. That was a plus for me. It's a plus to work in a professional environment with a professional producer, all that stuff. That's one. The other one, being able to learn my way around actors on a daily basis, dealing with actors. Some days they don't feel so good, some days they feel good, sometimes something is missing. Okay, learning those. You can never learn that when you're not doing something regularly. But being able to work regularly with actors, troubleshooting things, that was a very beautiful thing. The other one also to have a glimpse into the future of what my filmmaking journey could look like. I mean, I'm sure everyone who's directing out there would like to be a producer at one point. A properly recognized producer running a proper show and all that stuff. So sometimes you can't dream about things you've never seen. You can't wish to be in places you don't even know about. You can't wish to be in a place we don't know about. You also, I wish to be where. So if I say I wish to be a producer, at least I know how it looks like.
You have an experience.
Yes, I wish to run a show. I know how a show looks like. It's class, man. It's being in class.
So you're learning day by day.
Yes, it's class every day.
According to the limitations and, for example, challenges that you have had throughout the whole production. Mention a few, because we know really production is not easy. But you as a director, what are the limitations that you've had?
Limitations, the biggest thing I think is time. As a director, the things that you want to pull off certain ways, and you're always eaten off by time. They don't give us enough time. But I think it's the phase that we at in the production. But you learn ways around that and what.
Explode about time. Time in terms of execution to the television set or something.
No. On set, when you're shooting things, when you're shooting things, you'd like to shoot maybe not so many scenes in the day. So that you can get the best out of the performance, so that you can get the best performances out of your actors. But because there is a lot of work to do in the day, so you end up leaving some scenes behind. Sometimes you feel like, I think we could have done maybe better on that one. But, you have to move on. So
Have
time.
the actors been a challenge as well?
Yeah, sometimes actors can be a challenge because they're human beings. Sometimes a role can get to the person, and the role starts affecting. I used to hear this in stories, but there's sometimes, just imagine a person who's supposed to be a villain, I think starts acting like a villain. Yeah, and you think it's not happening, but when you add it all together, like, I think this person is really now a villain. But they've done the role a long time, and
it's part of their life.
No, it's part of their life. And then sometimes people have issues. Someone loses someone goes through a terrible time in their life, and they have to come with that to work. That disrupts everyone. So, and then some actors can be difficult. They can be difficult. They don't want to do the work. They're just lazy. Let's just call it that. The actors can be difficult that way. But thank God, every time such things, maybe there's always, because you're in a professional environment, like I told you, a lot of those things iron themselves out. Okay, you'll not have it like you would get it like on an unprofessional
According
set.
to the actors,
recommend
2 or 3 that you feel hit it out as they were acting in Prestige.
Oh man, that is even okay. You wouldn't want to say that because someone is like, "Oh no, that means I'm not good." But so are the people who are giving out awards. So why did you give an award to Bwami Mpeke, the lady who was doing Jasmine? Is it that the other people were not good? So okay, so they were. So I can also say that. I can also say that the lady who was playing Jasmine, Bwami Mpeke. Okay, Sally. Sally was beautiful. Lady Cleo. Evelyn. Simon. Bess Kalema. Rushabiro. To me, man, these guys are going to top my list any day, anytime, because working with them is learning. It's a live situation. It's why do I call it a living situation? It's a living. The scene has life when you work with them. How? It breathes. It surprises you. They can write a scene a certain way. Jeje Chintu walks into the room and slaps the girl. So you go through the scene. That is what is written, and I'm sure the writer expects to see JJ walk into the room, slap the girl. You go through the block. Now between shooting and going through the scene, like 3 other things are added onto the scene. The scene is good light. Even when you start rolling the camera, he's going to do something else. Wow. And you're like, until it's edited and it's on TV, that's when you say maybe the scene lived. But even when you're watching it now, there is a different perspective you're watching it from, and it's wonderful. So these actors always brought that to the set. That's why I told you range, and then unselfishness, being able to give the whole you and an extra. Oh, there's another guy I like so much. 2 other guys. One is called Mulumba, very versatile. Mutumba in the film, but it's called Bugaba Cyrus. And then another one, the guy who played Crispin. I have to admit, I don't remember his name. Sorry, Crispin. But no. Yeah, he's called Crispin. He's called Alvin. Yeah. I don't know his other name. He's called Alvin. Because it's his fault. He always told me not to call him Alvin because it gets him out of character. So I always call him Crispin. But these guys are wonderful. And there are others who could just drop in and do something and go. But they're very wonderful, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're an actor, make sure your director gets to notify you so that for the next role, they call you. Now, according to Prestige, where has it taken you as a director? Because we want to see the next role that you're going to be looking into.
Well, currently I'm one of the directors on a new show called Suvi. We're currently shooting that. I'm one of them with a team of 3 directors on that one. So I'm one of the directors. I can't wait to see what that brings my way. Okay, the journey continues running there, and I'm also working on. I'm also available when it comes to directing TV commercials. I think I'd like to do music videos, but I'm still scared. And maybe once in a while if it comes around and the time is there, and the time is always going to be there, I think. But if it's worthwhile, and then also I'm looking at the possibility of doing a TV film for the network, because so many directors and writers, guys I've been working with, have directed TV feature films. So I'm still looking to do a feature film. I've done shorts, I've done a TV series. Now I'd like to really do
an actual feature film.
Feature film, 90 minutes, to start with, 90 minutes, and see how that works.
Douglas, how do you feel about rapping Prestige?
Well, I think me and so many other people really wanted to go another year doing Prestige, because the story was interesting where it had gotten. Like I told you, man, the story had life of its own, and it was grilling every day. But man, I feel I miss it. I miss it. I miss seeing those arcs evolve. So I feel like my feeling is I miss Prestige. It was nice. It was the people I met there. But like all good things, they come to an end. All good things come to an end, and the experience was nice. But it was also, we wrapped it on a good note. We're winning awards. So I think everything that follows after that can only be good. At least I hope so, and I wish and I pray that things are good going forward.
By the way, before he starts crying from here, because it was an awesome feeling that he wrapped up Prestige. Let me call it Enclave Media Hub. We wrap it here, and we love you. Take care. Subscribe as
Enclave Media Hub.